What's up? What's up? What's up? It's another episode with Next Up with Charna, and I got Cooley the Curator. What is good?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
All right, now Cooley, tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
So I started off as a DJ, and then from DJing I went to producing, and then always wanted to rhyme, so I started writing, and uh, then I didn't know anybody who could like record my stuff to make it sound the way I wanted it to, so I learned how to be an audio engineer,
Okay,
and then I
I
learned
know
how to
that's
do
right.
videos so I could make videos, and yes, I just kind of do a little bit of everything, and now I run a label, and I got other artists that I'm responsible for, and it's been a busy journey. It's been a busy journey.
Okay. Well, now, how long have you been in the game?
So I got my first pair of turntables when I think I was 14 or maybe
Mhm.
15, and I'm 42 now. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
been at it for a while.
Okay. 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 So, what do you like most about being a DJ? I mean, you get an umbrella of things that you do.
DJing is kind of like the foundation of hip hop, right? So that's like and it's always kind of like just naturally been the foundation for me as well. So like I always have a good time DJing. It's very
Mhm.
rare that, like something would be like I wouldn't have fun. So like if there's, if I have writer's block or something, or um, stuff on the administrative side is frustrating me, or I'm just like I can't find the right sound producing. I can always go back to DJing. So that's like what I've been leaning into in good times and bad times. That's what I lean
Okay.
into.
So, do you get a lot of people like coming up to you while you in your zone and like, "Hey, can you play this song for me?"
Yeah, I do. And it's kind of like it could go one of two ways. A lot
Mhm.
of the stuff I do is like themed. So like I have a funk night, Funky Friday at the Barrel House. I have Boom Bap in Belmont, which I know you've been to, down out at Belmont Billiards. So that's more of like a traditional hip hop night. And then I have Hop Funk at Toxic Brew, which is like a where I mix hip hop and funk together.
Okay.
So like if you come up and you ask for something that makes sense, then I'm happy to do it. You know what I
Right.
mean? But if like, if you come up and you want something that's just like gonna throw the vibe off, then I don't have any problem telling people no. So yeah,
You don't?
nah. And
So does
I'm not
money?
gonna be rude about it, but I'll be like, nah, we're not doing that tonight. Sorry.
Okay. Does money talk?
No, because I don't. It feels cheap. You know what I mean? Like the
Right.
venue's already paying me. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like
So I'm good. Go ahead and go
I've
ahead.
already negotiated the money I want. You know what I mean? Now,
I'm good.
if somebody come up and they tip me because I'm doing a good job, I'll accept that. But you can't buy a request. Nah, heck no.
Okay. All right. Do you do other gigs outside of like being like in a club or a bar type of setting? Do you do like weddings?
I don't really do weddings unless like I really know the person like that really
Hmm.
well, and they ask me. It's not. I don't have anything like against it, but it's just not my lane. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I do. I love doing like a house party, a pool party,
Okay.
something like that. Like that. I love doing that. I'll say yes to that all day.
Okay. Would you like open up like be a DJ for like an artist? You know how like when you go into the arena and they got the DJ there, you know what I'm saying, just getting the crowd feeling some type of way. Is that
Yeah.
something that you would like to be a part of?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. All right. So do you have your equipment with you?
With me, like currently right here,
Yeah.
I do not. I do not.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
at my
Because I was
studio right now, and my DJ stuff is at the house. So
okay. Because I was gonna have you mix up a little something, something, something. But it's all good. It's all good. Are you willing to do clubs that's like in the on the west side of Dayton?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go wherever is a good time, and if the you know what I mean if the money makes sense and it seemed like something I can contribute to, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. When do you know, like, okay, I gotta take it up a notch. I'm losing my crowd. Like, what kind of vibes do you get from the people that's there?
You always got to just kind of like be watching. You know what I mean? It's easy as a DJ, especially now where we're all using laptops. It's easy to kind of just stare at the screen. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you got to be looking around, and it really is. It's easier when there's like later in the night when it's like like maybe an hour or two in when it's like there's people there and it's easier to read what's going on. But for
Mhm.
me, like if it's like early and there's maybe not that many people there, if I throw something on and I catch somebody leg shaking at the bar, or like, like a subtle hint, then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to DJ for this person until they're not having a good
And
time. And then I'm going to
right.
find who else, you know what I mean? So you just kind of pick apart the crowd and figure out, what's working and go from there.
Okay. Have you ever had a crowd leave? Like, you know what? This sucks. I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. It's usually because, like, especially some of the bars and stuff, or the like clubs or whatever. Like, there'll be like a restaurant there, and like there'll be people in there eating, and they had no intention of being at your event. So
Yeah.
then when you get started, you know what I mean? They
Like, damn
might
it,
turn
I didn't know they was gonna have a DJ in here.
yeah, and that's when you really get the off the wall request, because they're like, no, we want to hear this, and it's like, well, this is not, here in like a half hour, it's going to be a whole bunch of people that are here that don't want to hear that. So, but yeah, that's really the only time you ever have to worry about that. And unfortunately, if I'm being honest, there's definitely some, like, bigotry or whatever that plays a part in it, because I'm playing hip hop, I'm playing funk, you know what I mean? So you always get those people that are just like, hey, can you play some country? And it's like, come on, man, no.
I do. Like, not tonight. Not
Yeah,
tonight. I
no.
got you. Would DJing for Hot 1029, is that something like ever crossed your mind?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I grew up listening to 92.1 and 92.45 back when they were doing hip hop and stuff, and
Hmm.
then 1029 came on the scene, and so yeah, absolutely, I would love to do that. I've actually, so I when I was in high school, I DJ'd on like my high school radio station,
Uh-huh.
and, and I loved doing that. It was like they had like their format was like classic rock, but it was, I like some of that stuff too, so it was cool. But I always loved that. I'd always love to be on the radio.
Okay, okay. If you could open up for one celebrity, who would it be?
E40 would be who I want to open up for you.
Okay, then.
E,
E-Dog.
yeah, E40 is my favorite rapper of all time, so that's I'd have to say him.
Okay. Now, what about locally? And it can't be nobody that you don't work with prior.
That's tough because I've worked with a lot of people. I would like to work with, I never worked with DeMarco from 27 or 275 as a whole. I never worked with them, and I love to work with them. I grew up, me and some friends got a hold of the Tall Entertainment compilation back in when we were in high school, and I always have loved their music ever since. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Have you ever like blown a speaker?
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, it was just like a floor monitor, so it wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
essential to the party. You know what I mean? It was more for me to
Mm-hmm.
hear, so I just had to rely on my headphones. But I've blown a lot of car speakers out though, for sure, for sure.
Okay. Okay. And you've been on the scene in clubs and bars, you know, and you see a lot of people tore up.
Hmm. Hmm.
And do you ever get to where like the crowd is about to go a different direction? Like, hold on, let me slow this down because they look like they about to.
Yeah, yeah. I do try to remain conscious of that. A lot of the times too, it's like, I don't. I take, like, if I do business with a club, if they bring me in or whatever, I take a lot of pride in like, none of my events have ever had like any kind of violence at them, over all these years. And like, there's been definitely like close calls, but I'm the
Mhm.
type that I'll hop down there and like try to diffuse the situation, because I don't want anybody to get hurt under my watch. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not something that I know for sure that's something that I would struggle to deal with if that happens. So, if I can diffuse it, I would definitely try to, whether that's with changing the vibe of the music, or whether that means I got to jump out there and just try to separate things or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, I take that very seriously. I want everybody to get home safe and have a good time.
I like that. I like that. Do you think DJs are the cause of certain things that go down in a club?
I don't think so, because I mean, I think you could blame it on overconsumption more than probably anything. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Hmm.
And I think that people, if you have a mentality like for me, right? I'm a human being too, right? So like, there's nights where, like, I might want to go out, but I know, like, I want to go out on kind of on some
On some
bullshit. You know what I
BS. Hmm.
mean? Yeah. So I think people in general has got to be more conscious of, like, man, if you feel like you're going to crash out, don't go crash out where like innocent people could be affected. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a. I don't think it's the music for sure. I think it's the, we're all responsible for our own actions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. I just remember just like being in the club when I was young, and you hear that certain song that'll get you, you know what I'm saying? Now y'all kind of pushing each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and then it just takes off and it's turned into something
Yep.
that it
Yep.
shouldn't be. Now the
And
DJ's trying to.
I've been one of the people that's turned it into something it shouldn't be too. So I don't want to play innocent here, but that was a long time ago.
Okay. Okay. I know that's right. So you get all these years in. You said you do audio engineering. What do
Hmm.
you love most about everything that you do? What do you love the most?
So like everything is kind of like has its own, writing that's probably the thing I like. When writing a rhyme goes well, that's the
Hmm.
thing that probably brings me the most like euphoria, just because it's like everything is from the heart. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
whether you're talking about having a good time, or you're talking about struggles, or you're talking about sadness, or
Mhm.
whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like it's like if you can do it right, you know what I mean, and you can like go back over it and make sure everything is in a perfect right place. It just make you feel good. And it's like producing is a lot of what I do is like well, I kind of do both. I can chop samples, and I can play a little bit too. So like producing is like the most challenging because producing is like the one thing that you'll make a beat, and you might think it was the greatest thing ever, and you go to sleep and you wake up the next day like, oh, I want to hear that, and you just be like, man, what the hell, this
What
is
was I
crap.
thinking?
You know what I mean? Like, but you spent like 3 hours on it the night before, and you were really happy about it. So producing is kind of the most challenging one, but when you get it right, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
then you just want to ride around to it all day and play it on repeat, and people are like, can we listen to something else now? We
Right.
heard
Like, nah, this mine. This mine.
this.
Do you remember
um,
your first song that you ever wrote? And how old were you?
I think when I wrote my first rap, I was probably like 16.
Hmm.
And I know I wrote it over because I had turntables at the time, and it was like back in the day they used to have like the 12-inch records, and it would have like the song on one side and the instrumental on the other.
Hmm.
And so it was the instrumental to Nas's Like by Nas and DJ Premier, but I don't remember the rap though. But I
Yeah.
know that beat was like, I heard that beat and I was just like, fuck it, I'm
Yeah.
gonna rap too. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And how often do you work on your craft, your writing?
I mean, the way I view it is like everything is hip hop. Everything I do, right? So like I'm working on it even if I'm not necessarily writing something. You know what
Right.
I mean? Because really, like if the experience in life, if I go through something tough, that's contributing. If I have a the greatest day ever, that's contributing. You know what I mean? So, um, but a lot of the times it happens like at night, like late at night. I lay in bed, I can't sleep. I just pull the phone out, and I'm just like, okay, I'm
Hmm.
just gonna whatever's going on in here is gonna come out here, and
Okay.
then we'll touch it up later. We'll figure out how to make it go to a beat later. You know what I mean?
Okay. What song that you created you're most passionate about? What song is just like this my baby?
Yeah.
This is it.
So I got this song called Outside. Um, it's on Rap Camp 2. It's the last track on Rap Camp 2. It's kind of like the epilogue. It kind of wraps everything up, but it's a solo, so I'm the only one rapping on it, and my guy Don Johnson produced the beat. And we just got a remix done by Clint Taylor as well. There's a music video coming out really soon, but that I would say that's the one that's like the most special to me because it's really kind of like the combination of both. I talk about it's like Joy and Pain, Frankie Beverly and Maze on it. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's like it's basically just like about how like you the peaks and valleys are just going to keep coming, so you got to
Right.
just keep going. You know what I mean? Like you can't really you can be bummed out and you can be happy, but you can't really dwell in either one. You just got to balance it out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Producing music, like making music, like I know it got to be fun. I know that, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot to go into it, but I know it has to be like, you know what I'm saying, just moving this here and putting that there and just
Yep.
like,
Hmm.
do you have the beat in your head first, or you just messing around with stuff and it just kind of sinks together?
It could be either one.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's just you're in there experimenting, and then sometimes you're like, I need to figure out how to make this sound come out of my head. You know what I mean? Because I've been thinking about this all day. I was at work or whatever, and now I'm like, okay, I like can't wait to get home to put something
Right.
down and try to build this what's going on. So,
Okay.
and then of course, especially when you're like with sampling, because like you might listening to like some classic songs or whatever in the car, and
Mhm.
then you're like, oh, I never heard this little part like this before. I could probably flip that. You know what I mean? So then you're like, you're ready to get in there and dice everything up and put the sauce to it.
Okay. And now with sampling, do you have to like pay for that? If you're not like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're not doing anything with it, do you have to pay to use it?
I mean, if you're not doing anything with it, you don't have to pay to use it. And
Okay.
if you're a Jedi, like I am, you know what I mean. You could probably disguise it enough to where ain't nobody gonna know. But I'm big on the like ask for forgiveness, not permission. You know what I mean. So if I make enough noise that somebody cares, then I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Okay. Do you like sell your beats?
I've done that in the past. I'm not really a fan of that. I'm more a fan of like collaboration. That's kind of been like the big theme for me is like I would rather sit in with you and like let's say it's you and you're like I want to beat. I'd rather sit in with you, or maybe we go get some food or something, and you know what I
Uh,
mean. And I kind of learn about you, and then I learn about like what it is that you're trying to do with the project that you're working on, and then we get in and I tailor make something. You know what I mean, and then um, and then we and then we're both going to get paid on the back end, right? We're going to split the royalties up and all that. So like I'm not really I just like to build with people, man. That's my thing.
okay. Your rap camp family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Y'all are really, really tight,
yeah.
and y'all got a lot of talent.
Hmm.
All right. So how did you become like part of it? Walk me down that road.
Yeah. So I met so me and Don Johnson are the two like producers of the Rap Camp stuff,
Hmm.
and I met him a few years back at Toxic Brew. They had like a 10-year anniversary, and they were doing like different DJs throughout the day. And so I met him there, and he kind of was on the same. He's into a lot of the same music I am. You know what I mean? So we kind of just like kept in contact, and then he and I ended up starting the Boom Bap in Belmont at Belmont Billiards. And so
Hmm.
like just in the process of doing all that, we were talking on the phone one night, and he was like, "Yeah, I always had this idea of like." Because he likes the outdoors, I like the outdoors, and we were talking about
Hmm.
camping and stuff. And he's like, "I had this idea of like doing like a thing called Rap Camp, where it's like people come out and they just like stay in like a one central location, and we just camp out and make music or whatever. You know what I mean?" And I was just like, "Oh yeah, we're doing that." Because where he lives out in like out in Springfield, and he lives like on some land. So
Hmm.
like he has the means to provide this space for us. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, hell yeah, let's do it." So I just wouldn't stop bothering him about it. Basically, the next like few times I seen him, I'm like, "When are we doing it? When are we doing it?"
Like, yeah.
And then we finally set a date to do it, which was right around. I don't know if we did it on his birthday or maybe it was like the day after or the day before or something like that. But it was almost just like really like for his birthday, he was like, I just want to create music. So it was really just like a way to celebrate him. But we put the messages out to people that he messaged rappers he knows. I messaged some rappers I know, and then some people showed up, some people didn't because it wasn't like no pressure or nothing. But yeah, that first day it was just like it couldn't have gone more smooth. Everybody was very like, guys are collaborating and had never even met each other, never even heard of each other's music before. And it was just the vibe was crazy. Like it was like everybody was like really trying to be the best, but nobody
Yeah.
had to go, if that makes sense. Like nobody
Hmm.
was like, I'm better than you. It was just like,
Right.
oh, you did that, cool, and that made me want to go even harder than that. So and then it just became a family like that day, really. You know what I mean? Everybody on Rap Camp 1 is like if you can see them out hanging out with each other, and like it's like, you know what I mean? It's a real family affair now. So and then we just were like, we liked it so much, we're like, let's do another one. So
Yeah.
then we like tripled the amount of people involved in the second one because the first one made some noise. So of course, like people were like, we had people on after the first one came out, like, man, why you got to holler at me for Rap Camp too? Why didn't you holler at me? And we'd be like,
Hmm.
no, we did holler at you, but
Then
you
we
didn't.
did.
Yeah, but I mean, and like I said, it wasn't anything, I don't blame nobody for not coming to the first one, but because it wasn't anything, nobody knew what it was going to become, not even us. So, but yeah, the second one came out. And then when we were working on this, like prepping for the second one, a friend of mine, Brian Ward, he runs a video production company called City of Gems. And he was like, hey, can I do a documentary on the process? And I was like, yeah, sure. So, him and his team came out and we really had like a camper that they were in and like a production trailer basically. And they were just pulling people out to interview them when they could, getting footage of the recording process and everything. And yeah, and then the documentary came out and we've been going ever since, been going strong ever since.
Now, are y'all at y'all cutoff limit? Can anybody just, you know what I'm saying, can join the rap camp? Can I be a part of the rap camp? I can't rap, but no.
Yeah. No, we have. There's roles to play for everybody. You don't have to be like rap. Yeah. So it's not cut off, but it's definitely. We definitely have learned some things along the way.
Yeah.
So there's people that we wanted to have on 1 and 2 that maybe just like scheduling conflicts for them didn't allow them to be. You know what I mean? So like. So we definitely have there's definitely some MCs that we've been like, you got to be on the third one, like, because we've been wanting to have you since the first one. So, and we meet new people all the time at the events that we do. There's rappers that come out that we never heard of that are incredible.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's not cut off for sure. It's gonna keep growing, but it's also, you got to be, when you have something that's like became a family so quick, you definitely got to be more choosy about just like who you let
Absolutely.
in, because like, one bad apple could spoil the bunch,
Definitely. So what do your 2026 look like?
So 2026, we've got, so far, we've dropped 2 projects on my label, Hen House Forum. We've got K-Cap and Don Johnson have an album called Peace Be Still. It's a beautiful project, very like uplifting. Like it's like something you could listen to at like a family event. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like very like, it's got good messages and everything in it. And then we got one of the younger guys out of the rap camp crew. His name is the Jive Sire. He just put out an EP. Self-titled EP. So that's produced by Don Johnson and Unjust, who's also from here. And then next up, we got Picket Fence and Kuda Mac have an album out called Guardians of the Groove coming out. I gotta finish that up. They've done their part. They're waiting on me. So I gotta get that together. And then we've got a bunch of other projects slated. So just off the top of my head, we've got Shetty Black and Seth Rock have an album or an EP that they're putting out together called Slangwage.
Okay.
I've got
Slangwage. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's sounding really good too. I haven't heard the whole album yet, but it's sounding really good. And then Seth Rock and Don are doing a project together. I don't think they have a title for that yet, or maybe they do. I think it's called Counting Sheep. But yeah, then me and T Hunt got an album we're working on together called The Groove Disturbers.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna kick some doors in with that one. And then we got a project from Casmeta coming. We've got I mean it's probably like 13 or 14 albums that you're gonna see from us by the end of 2026. We're just working,
I know that's right.
We finally the way the Rap Camp got us all working together in a way that brought more light to us than many of us have ever been able to accomplish individually. And so now that we got it, we want it to just keep growing. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's like once you get the vibe that we have like with each other, it's just hard to not want to keep working.
Right.
We got Alpha Lee coming out with a project too. His is basically done. I think we need like one more verse for that. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay.
And I got something in the stash, like a solo thing, but I'm just kind of like adding to it here and there, and maybe by the end of the year,
I'm pretty sure you will. I'm pretty sure you will. You get a lot going on. Your hands are definitely full. And what about touring? Have Rap Camp? Have y'all ever been on tour? Is that something that y'all talked about?
That's something that's my next. That's like my most my next goal. You know what I mean? Like all this other stuff I'm doing is stuff I've already proven I can do. I can put out projects. I can, all that. Touring is something that I haven't ever done. And I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like that's
He said, I don't like it at all.
yeah. It's, if I'm gonna kick all these other doors down, then I'm gonna kick that one down too. So yeah. I've been working on it behind the scenes, having some good conversations with some different artists that have expressed interest and that I've like networked with in other states in the past. You know what I mean? That have expressed interest in like doing swaps and stuff for shows and so yeah, we're gonna put it together this year for sure. I don't know if it'll happen this year, but it'll be put together this year for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now your label, you ain't like Death Row, are you? Once they sign to you, it's
Nah.
you ain't no Suge Knight or no, I'm just
Nah,
kidding.
nah.
But are you looking for new artists?
I'm I they would have to be really, really special because because I've already promised myself to all these other people
Yeah.
for the next 365 days. So yeah, the thought of having another person come in that I don't already know, that I don't already have sort of a situation. Now, if it's somebody that's been on one of the Rap Camp projects, of course, I would try to do my best to make it happen because obviously I want to work with all those guys, but guys and girls, but yeah, if as far as like an artist I never heard of, even if they were like the best artist I'd ever heard of, I'd probably have to be like, you have to wait till 2027 because
2027, because 2026 we are booked up. And that's respect. At least you being honest. At least you're not, you know what I'm saying, selling them a dream. Like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna collab, and don't nothing come from it. So I like that you're at least honest with people, like, hey, but can people still like once they see this interview and they're like, okay, I can wait, can they reach out to you though?
Yeah, absolutely. I listen to music all the time. I'm big on like, finding new music all the time just for my own enjoyment, if nothing else. So yeah, absolutely. They could reach out. They could send me some stuff. I'd be happy to listen to them. I definitely don't want to miss out on nothing that I think that would be meaningful to me. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Now, how would you tell somebody that their music is not so good, trash? I know you're a nice gentleman and all. How would you let somebody down? Like, they done sent you like 5 tracks and they just ain't none of them hitting. Like, how would you let them know? Like, and they like, man, make sure you give me your opinion. Let me know.
None of us were nice when we first, started. All of us have done stuff that we look back on now, like, man, what the hell? So, everybody got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So I would probably just give them my input on, hey, I thought this was dope, right? I thought maybe the melody that you used here was dope, but I feel like it's, if I have an issue with it, it would probably, if I'm gonna have to predict, it would probably be that it sounds too much like
nothing is good. Everything is trash.
Everything is trash.
Yes.
Man, I might just I don't know. I might maybe I'll offer him an internship or something.
Internship.
Hey, if you wanna like carry some equipment, we could start there.
Because that ain't for you. Hey, that is super, super funny. All right. So Belmont Billiards, are you there every weekend?
Nah, I got two monthly events I do there. We got Boom Bap in Belmont, which is like a more hip hop focused event. And then I've got a new one I just started called Boom Bap is on the first Saturday of every month. Let me not get ahead of myself. And then I got another one called Flowing Down Water Valit, and that's on the third Thursday of every month. And that one I'm trying to have more R&B focus because I love R&B music. Oh. I don't ever get booked to DJ R&B gigs, but I gotta be one of the nastiest R&B DJs. Oh. So like it's really my excuse. Nobody's booking me for it. I'm like, cool. I'm just gonna have my own event where like now you gotta listen to it. So.
And this is when? Tell me when this is again. I'm gonna come out.
The third Thursday of every month. So the next one I think is March 19th.
Okay.
I don't have the lineup all the way complete, but I know that Awful Lee will be on there. It's hip hop and R&B, but it's going to be it leans more towards R&B.
Okay.
Awful Lee will be there, and Justina Clear, she's a local R&B artist. She'll be there. And then I got a few people, a couple other people I'm waiting to hear back from. So.
Okay.
But yeah, you should come through.
I'm coming through. Can you please I know y'all probably got a flyer or something. Just you know what I'm saying, when it get close to it, because I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
And I do want to come out. And,
now that I know how to message you, I got you. Yeah.
How did you figure it out?
You had commented, I think, on the post, and then when I went to the comments, it gave me the option of like reply or message, and I'm like, well, how come I can click message here, but I can't just go to her page and message? I don't know what was up with that, but so that's.
And then I couldn't message you And you
Yeah.
probably like, she ain't messaged me back. And I'm like, I can't even message him. Like, I tried.
Yeah, I tried to message you from like my artist page and my personal page, and it just wasn't. Yeah.
She got me
But
blocked.
I found a little fine print that said message finally, and was like, all right, cool, let's go.
Okay. Best R&B song of the 90s. I mean, I know it's a lot.
I mean, that's narrow it down to one song.
Okay.
I mean, Faith Evans' "You Used to Love Me" is
Okay.
I heard that song the other day in like a restaurant, and I was just like, it's just one of those songs that bass line, you know what I mean? It's just hard to not like feel good when it come on, and then they switch it up halfway through, and then they bring it back. Yeah, I love that song.
Okay. What about 2000? So it can be 2000 to 2025. Like, what R&B song you think is just hitting?
I mean, this is probably like more too popular of an answer right now, but that Kalani Folded has had me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You got a good album.
Yeah. She does. And then like other than that, maybe like probably something by SZA, Broken Clocks or something like that. I love SZA. SZA's really dope.
Okay. I've been in my R&B. I've just been feeling it, and I've just been, you know what I'm saying? And just, I let my iPhone pick the song, Apple Music pick the songs, and I'm like, oh my God, I ain't heard this in so long.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The 90s was a different time.
Nah,
like, those
really
people
was.
were really in love.
Yeah. And I think that's why I like that Kalani song so much, because it's like it really has like it's like you know what she's talking about if you know, but it's not in your face. It's not like, you know, like it's not in your face. It's very much like, unless you've been in that situation, you might not know. You know what I mean? So it's like and that's how a lot of that 90s stuff was. It was like I don't know. It was just more poetic, I guess. I don't know.
It was. It had a different feel to it. It made you really want to work your relationship out, or you know what I'm saying? Like, and I did mess up. Let me go get my girl back. Right. It's like, yeah, it's over. Like,
now they're all just singing rappers basically now.
That 90s was a different time, and I'm definitely gonna check that out. March the 19th.
What's your favorite 90s R&B song?
Oh my God, Lord, there's so many of them. If we do group, Jagged Edge, gotta be.
Okay.
If we go older, I'm gonna say Whip Appeal, Babyface.
Oh yeah.
If we
I saw that live like a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
if you go back when I was a teenager, a young, maybe like preteen, Immature. Do you remember Immature?
Oh yeah. And then I remember when they changed their name to IMX. Yeah.
I didn't like them no more after that.
I remember what's his name on Sister and everything.
Yes, and a lot of people don't remember T and Tamara was in a group called Voices.
Yep.
Oh yeah. You was talking about.
I go back.
Yeah. So it's so many songs. I couldn't narrow down to one. So I don't even know why I asked you, because there's so many. I mean, you had Drew Hill. I mean, it was just the list.
Yeah, I can't forget my guy Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat.
Keith.
I was listening to Keith Sweat like it was my job at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, Keith was the man.
Yeah,
Keith got some bangers. Like,
yeah.
Back, he at least got a good 12 of them. You can just listen straight through.
You know, some of them artists like they'll have a greatest hits, but you really only know 3 songs. The Keith Sweat greatest hits, you know every single song on there.
Song cut close, like he just got
Take Him to the Bridge. Yeah.
Oh my God. R. Kelly, can't forget about him.
And then remember Levert, Sweat and Gill, they had the
LSG
album. Yep. And then it's so many. Total was incredible.
Oh my God. Escape, SWV, like the list just goes on. Like Brownstone.
Oh yeah, you know what? I might have to change my answer actually. Because that SWV, you're always on my mind. That might be my
You're
actual.
always on my
Yeah, that might be
mind.
the hardest '90s R&B song for real.
You think?
Might
Oh,
for me personally, yeah, yeah,
okay. SWV. My
yeah.
favorite song by them, of course, is one of their greatest hits is Weak. I don't know. I always wanted to be the lead singer in that. I used to always change my name and change the song and put my name in it.
Yeah.
So I led that song. So
Did you have the super long nails like they did too?
I did, yeah, I
Yeah.
did. God, they stuff was long.
Yeah, it was.
I definitely can't wait to check that out. And you know, an artist that I enjoy seeing perform, I think this is his name that night. What's his name? Jeremy?
Jeremy Street. Yeah,
Was that his name? He
yeah,
was so good to me.
yeah.
I got to get him on the show.
We got yeah, we can make that happen. He's on the label. He got an album with Don Johnson that we put out last year called Common Ground.
Hmm.
And yes, he's got another album coming out that's like called Warrior in a Garden, and
Hmm.
it's narrated by Picket Fence. It's kind of like more of like a story. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? The whole
Yeah,
album is kind of telling a story. So yeah, we Street is working. Street is working.
yeah. I was really, I'm like, everybody on the show was dope. Like every song, I'm like, oh my God, they just keep coming.
I
Like
appreciate that. I
the
appreciate that.
whole night I enjoyed myself. I was there by myself, but I had a time. Like I was really invested in the show. Like
Yeah,
I was, and then when I walked out, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I came. Like,
yeah.
like it was
I
so.
love that venue too. The people that run it and the bartenders and everything. Everybody's like, the prices are reasonable. They treat everybody well.
They did. They
They
did.
cater
Even
to like, they're one of those places that caters to like all the genres that a lot of the other venues don't want, but they don't want to say they don't want, like hip
Mhm.
hop, metal,
Yeah.
punk rock. Like they open their arms to everybody. So yeah, shout out to Belmont Billiards. Much love to them.
Yeah. Shout out to them because even when I walked up to the door, I just felt like I belong here. Like
Yeah,
they were super, super nice. I'm like, hey, I'm on the list. They like, come on in. It was no like, hold on, like let me search her. Nothing like
right,
that. Come on
right.
in. Yeah,
Now
I felt the love.
you can pretty much go up there any night of the week and just like on a whim, and you're gonna have a good you're gonna bump into some good people and have a good time.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. Now, Cooley, is there anything else that you want to share?
Yeah, so you should. So my website is cooleythecurator.com.
Yeah.
That's where all these albums that we've talked about are at. We've got, um, there's more than, I mean, there's like 12 of them or something, like maybe 10 of them last year. So we didn't cover everything, but you can go there to cooleythecurator.com and check that out. It's Cooley the Curator on all social media platforms too. So YouTube and Facebook and all that good stuff. And yeah, I would just say, there's the conversation of like the list, the best rapper in
Yeah.
Dayton list just keeps coming up. I've been seeing it this week, and so like I'm not gonna comment on how like my opinions on it or whatever as far as related to me because I don't care.
He said,
But
because rap camp need to be on there.
I
He
mean,
said,
we had the biggest thing going in 2025, but I digress. You shouldn't be on anybody's best rapper list if you can't perform live. That's what I would say. If you don't have a
oh,
live show, then you don't have all of the pieces to the meal. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You gotta, I mean, you can write, that's great. That's the appetizer. You know what I mean? You could put out the album, that's great. That's like the meal. But like if you can't perform live, then you're missing the dessert, I guess
yeah,
is what I'm at. So I would encourage that. That's the one thing I through the years I hear people's music and I'm like, oh, I really love that song, or I really love this album, and then you go see them live and they just are standing there, they're rapping over their vocals, they're not even really rapping everything. I think we got to get back to we got to work as a city of Dayton. We got to work a place that the industry is not necessarily paying attention to like that. We got to work harder than everybody else
yeah,
to get any kind of attention. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So your live show, and we got a lot of examples of people who are incredible live too. So I don't want to act like we don't, but like if you should go see like K Carter or Tino or P the MC. Like there's we have a bunch of great examples, Lamborghini, of people that can really rock the stage. You know what I mean? And that's something that I think that before we get in our feelings about why I'm not included or why I'm not higher on the list or whatever, if we put all 10 of y'all on stage together, who's gonna shine? Who's really gonna stand out? You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's focus on that.
I think it's more of a popularity type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's okay. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but
Yeah.
my thing is y'all haven't even heard everybody. And just
Right.
to say, okay, these people are the best. Like, because when I went to Belmont Billiard, I'm like, it opened my eyes. I'm like, you know, because for so long I'm like, I'm over here, but I'm like, I didn't even know these guys existed. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yep. Yeah, and it's like hard to, you know, like everybody's kind of in their own little world, you know what I mean? And that's cool because I am too. But yeah, I mean, I hate when every time the list comes out, I just watch all these rappers get their feelings hurt, and I'm like, bro, why would you even, you know, you never even heard of this person that made this list before, so why would you be mad that you're not on their list? Work harder.
Yep, this is somebody bored. It comes every year.
I feel like
shared something.
Came in every season, I think, this past year.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, whatever. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but
of course they are. Of course.
Yep. All right, you guys. We got Cooley the Curator. The rap camp gets so much going on. Gotta check them out. Wherever you're gonna be, y'all need to be, because it's definitely gonna be a show. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a vibe. You're gonna have a great time.
Absolutely.
These are awesome people, and I'm glad that I met them. And I'm glad that you came on my show. And next time you come on, okay, go ahead.
I was saying, I'm so happy that you're doing this for real. I know I told you that night when we talked, but I'm so happy that you're doing this. This is you know, there's been a long time where like when I was in the 90s, like the mid 90s, late 90s, Dayton radio was paying attention to Dayton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it kind of got away from that. So what you're doing now is, and then of course y'all do the Sunday show. It's just, I would love to see the people support what you're doing. And then hopefully that makes what you're doing easier to do for you and makes you able to do it on a bigger, you know, on a bigger scale, whatever that looks like to you. But I think this is great. This is not something that we went a long time without having something like this. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you so much. And even if I'm not on it, you know what I mean? If I never would have been on it, I tune in every time because I'm like, I want to support, and I appreciate you.
Nah, I appreciate you coming on. You cool. You a whole vibe, man. Yeah. All right, y'all. It's your girl Charna and Cooley the Curator.
I know it's a tough one.
It is. It's like a tongue twister, but I get through it.
You got it.